Today's episode of Things You Didn't Know, but you need to know if you are selling and marketing on the internet, loss aversion. What is loss aversion? Well, it's right here. It's the avoidance of risk or loss unless the reward outweighs it. Why is this important to know? This is how you're going to get people to take action when you are selling a product, a service, anything, because the risk or the loss needs to be less than the reward that they're getting. Now, rewards are interesting because rewards and motivation go hand in hand, and specifically the desire that they're wanting to fulfill. Something to think about with rewards is like what is good and then what is like exceptional. Now, motivation I could dive into completely and have a whole nother video. If that's something that y'all want, go ahead and comment down below. Motivation with loss aversion has to be intrinsic, but extrinsic motivation can happen. So when we're talking about extrinsic motivation, a lot of times we're talking about money, which there's a larger argument that money is not fully extrinsic. But intrinsic motivation, so belonging, safety, security, those types of things are really important because it's not only fulfilling a need, but it is a longer sustained emotion than the pressure of an external source. This is why doing something because you love it versus doing something because everybody's pressuring you to do it is a completely different case. Now, this part about risk is something really important when we're getting into loss aversion specifically. You're going to have people who are risk adverse. They are not going to want to take any risk unless it is like really, really good. And they truly believe that it is too good to be true if it's a high reward. Now, risk neutral and pro risk people typically tend to be entrepreneurs, but when we're talking about risk, they have to have safety and security in another area for them to be comfortable taking risks. Somebody who's risk adverse may not have safety and security in other places. Somebody who is pro-risk will not need a large enough reward, but somebody who is risk neutral may need a little bit more than someone who's pro-risk. This last piece about human behavior, the endowment effect of people paying more to keep something than to lose it, is really important in loss aversion because once they get the reward, they will hold on to the money to keep it. So how does this apply to you and your business? Your risk of whatever you are doing needs to be lower than the reward that they're gaining. The product needs to be good. The service needs to be good. The transformation needs to be good. And if you're struggling to get people to take action, it is a cue of motivation that you are speaking to maybe external motivation instead of internal motivation in your marketing. Talk about the loving and belonging. Talk about the safety. Talk about the security. But this piece, the endowment effect, is really can you get people to come in and get a taste of what you're offering or how you do it or the information that you're giving so that they will pay and they will want to keep it. Because how we view things is how we take action.